Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Love and Luck podcast show. We back with another one. Your boy DJ Khaled used to say, another one.
Another one.
Anyway, today we just, first of all, thank you for letting us see another day. You understand me? And also, today the Cowboys playing. You know, it's going to be a lot of funk and a lot of shit talking back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see the outcome of this here game and see, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see, we're going to see what's going down today. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about how we made the transition from the streets into being good entrepreneurs and becoming legitimate peoples in this here game.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? First off, I would like to say, because I remember when I was a little boy, man, I used to just look up to all the cats that was riding around in all them big whips and shit, man. That's something I always seen when I was a younger boy. You know what I'm saying? I seen nothing but Benzos, 6-4. You know, back then there was cats riding Suzukis and Cherokees and
Right.
motherfuckers just start bringing out them big bodies and shit. And I used to just be like, ooh, I got to have me some money, man.
For sure.
I got to have some money. And I remember I was like, shit. You know, my mama used to make us get a job. My mom had us. She was like, boy, y'all can't just be walking around here and not, you know what I'm saying, paying no bills and all that. That's when you was young, living in your mama's house and all that shit.
Most definitely.
So I remember my mom made us get a job. My first job was at Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I worked at Taco Bell for one day.
Right.
I realized that wasn't for me.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at all these other cats out there. I'm like, man, I knew what they was doing. But I just know I had to get to some money, man.
For sure.
I had to get to some money, man. And
right.
I was looking at all the females. They was looking at all them dudes. They was chasing them cats around. They was getting chased around.
Right.
While I was doing the chasing.
Right.
They was getting chased.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I gotta get to some bread.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what's up with you? What you think about when you was young and thinking about getting paid, man?
Shoot, one thing I knew, man, is, you know, I grew up around one of my cousins, man.
Yeah.
He was doing his thing majorly. And then not just that, I was also, you know, at my grandma's house, like my uncle, he was like 13 years old. I had another uncle that was like, you know, 16, he was probably about 18 or I forget how old my uncle was. And then my cousin down the street, you know, he was selling dope. So, you know, being that, you know what I mean, I came from a family that was just, that's what it was. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody was hustling and they was doing their thing, you know, and people was either, you know, on the receiving side or they was on the, you know, on the giving side, you know, meaning, you know, people was either on dope or people was selling dope, you know.
Either or.
Right,
you know?
For sure.
Either or, that's facts.
I mean, but for me, you know, I know when I was originally growing up in San Bernardino, I seen a lot of cats, you know, that was my age and a little older, and they was hustling and doing their thing. I had homeboys that was driving businesses and doing their thing. Mm-hmm. But for me, you know what I mean, like I had worked a little job and shit, you know, at one point in time, I was working like, you know, the little summer jobs.
Right.
And one thing I noticed about the summer jobs, man, is I was real good at saving my money, man. I was always, you know, anytime I would, you know, because I didn't have much money because my mom didn't have much money.
Right.
So being that I was able to save my money and, you know, like buy my own school clothes, you know, even save up some money for a little sack. Mm-hmm. But one thing I would say for sure, man, I've never been really good at selling, like, per se, like selling shit myself. That's never been my thing, you know what I mean? As far as a businessman is concerned. But one thing I've always been really good at is moving around and making shit happen. So being that, you know what I mean, I was always able to, you know, like buy something you know, and save up my money and give it to somebody else. So, you know what I mean? You know, so that at that point it became a team effort.
Man, you know how I had my first little chunk of change?
What's that?
My uncle was a gambler.
Yeah, yeah.
So the nigga used to, you know, they was selling dope, of course, but he used to always bet football, like I do today. And back then, I remember he was like, "Boy, you want to get some money?
Yeah,
You want to pick one of them teams?
yeah,
Pick one of them teams."
yeah.
And he had I had picked. Damn, I can't remember what team I picked. Whatever team I picked, I won.
Okay, for sure.
So and he had put the money up.
Right.
So then he went and got the money. He came back and broke mine off.
Right,
so
right.
I was like, I forgot how much. I think it was like a couple $100 or some shit.
Okay.
And I used to walk up to Jerry's Nugget.
Right.
You know, I used to see all the dope boys with all these big wads.
For sure, for
They
sure.
had big wads back in the day, and it was, you know, hundreds, 20s. And I was looking at them wads. I went up to Jerry's Nugget. I used to bust them hundreds down. I'd be like, hey, give me these in all ones.
Right, right. Yeah.
I didn't have a big wad like this. I was like, man, I wrap that thing up, be all in school with the big wads and shit.
Right.
Be all ones and shit.
Most definitely.
So I was like, yeah. I was like, so that was like one of my first traps to give some big, it wasn't no big money, but to me, you know, when I was a young boy, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? $200-$300 at, you know what I'm saying, 13 years old. I was okay. 14, I'm like, okay, shit, now I want to get some more money.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though we was, my mom made us work, we was doing some goddamn, what you call that when they used to be on the phones and shit? Telemarketing.
Telemarketing, okay, for sure.
So we had a telemarketing job. We did that for a little brief minute. You know, I think they was selling vacations and boats and all that shit. They used to yell winner. You know, when you on the phone, that's how you had to get your verbals up together because you had to sell.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
You had to sell and get these people to give up their credit cards on the phone.
Right, right.
Now that was hard.
Yeah.
So that right there gave me exercising my verbal gymnastics.
Most
you know what
right,
I'm saying?
Right.
Even though we got fired from that too. But my verbal gymnastics was getting better at selling.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, cool. That's what I was doing. I was looking at everybody else. I'm like, man, what y'all doing? They was our hustler.
Yeah, for sure.
They was selling rocks at the time.
Right.
So I remember I took some money one day. I went and got with one of my homeboys. They was always, you know, selling dope shit. So I was like, man, what can I get for this?
Yeah.
Folks say you can get a quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Started out with a little ass cola, you know what I'm saying? Used to walk around my little neighborhood around the corner. I remember we had a bunch of, back then it was base heads everywhere.
Everywhere.
You remember back in them days?
Oh man, it was crazy the motherfucker.
I'm talking about it was base heads everywhere.
Right, right.
All you had to do was, man, you really didn't have to use no verbal gymnastics.
Oh no. All
you had to do was stand around.
All right, so all you had to do, stand on the corner, bunch of
stand around, motherfucker. You got something?
Right. Yeah.
You got something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got something, motherfucker. What
For sure. Right.
You know what I'm saying? He called the little 20s.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, those were the days, but yeah. That's just one of the stories. How I was introduced to that, because the homeboys was like, man, you want to get some money, man. You better go get you one of these little things, man.
Yeah.
Get your little cola or something. Get your little cola piece.
For sure. Yeah, and I did the same thing, you know, but I think, you know, ultimately for me, when it boiled down to that, it was like, okay, you know what I mean? When I was young, that's what everybody was doing. And, you know, back then we used to run to the cars, you know what I mean? And everybody would try to put the biggest rock in their hand and put it in the car and be like, hey, you know what I mean? Be like, hey, man, you know what I mean? You know, I'm selling boulders, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and that was the thing back then. But then one thing I discovered is like a lot of cats, you know, I got tired of standing over there with the other cats. Right. So I would go and find like my own little corner or my own little area and try to catch the smokers coming in through the community. You feel me? Somewhere else to where I didn't have to stand around and be around everybody else. But, you know, like I said, you know, that wasn't really my bag for the most part. I think once I got older though, and I moved to Vegas and I truly learned, you know, like I said, you know, I used to work, when I worked for the garbage company, I would go and I would save my money. You know, I would like just throw my checks on top of the closet, and my checks would be like anywhere. And this was like in 2000, 2001, 2005. You know, in between then. So I used to just throw my checks on top of the closet. Next thing you know, I had $30,000, $40,000. But see, one thing I noticed, you know, within being in business is that once I saved my money, it gave me power. You know what I mean? And the power that it gave me is, you know what I mean, I knew that most cats didn't save their money. You know what I mean? And on top of that, you know what I mean, I was willing to go from one place. I understood the value of wholesale. You feel me? As far as business is concerned. So basically, you know, I knew if I was willing to go get something from somewhere else and bring it to another place and give it to somebody else for them to sell, or I would, you know, just flat out have them buy it, then basically the market value would go up from one place to the next. Oh man, I was on to something. I was on to something.
Yeah.
You know, and being that, I think when it comes down to business, you know, it's all about speed and buying low and selling high. Is, you know what I mean, is what you do, or buying low and trying to beat out the competition, you know, and moving fast.
And I agree with that. See, when we caught on to the game back in them days, I remember. I guess it was the people I was messing with. I guess, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So I was trying to do a similar thing when I had stacked up some bread, because I was working at the Mirage first. After I lost my job at the Taco Bell, I worked there for one day. Then I did the telemarketing thing.
Yeah.
After that, I got lucky. My step pops hooked me up with a job.
Okay.
At the Mirage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started kind of messing with weed, and I was still selling rocks at the same damn time.
Right.
And I was like, shit, okay, I'm gonna have motherfuckers, hey man, I need you to sell this while I'm at work.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I get off, be like, hey, where's the money? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't had the money. So I was like, shit. That's when we used to have to jump over motherfuckers behind some bullshit or whatever.
For sure.
So I was like, all right, I gotta sell this shit myself.
Yeah.
Cause I was tired of taking them L's, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I was like, shit, okay. I did that shit all the way up till I went to prison, actually.
Right.
And what the hell? I got this some bullshit, went to prison, you know, it's another story. But when I got out, I was back I still had that same hustling mindset.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I got hooked up at the job with the dump, you know what I'm saying? Step-pops hooked me up with another job at the dump. And I was enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? It took time to, you know, to get into the rhythm, working at the dump.
Yeah.
But then I was still like, man, this ain't enough money.
For sure.
And even though we was making good money.
Most definitely.
It just wasn't enough for me, I guess.
Yeah, same here.
You know what I'm saying? Then I wound up getting fired at Dell, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, so back to the game I go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I started learning how to save money, like you say, saving money. You know what I'm saying? I used to keep a motherfucking shoebox. I kept 2-3 shoe boxes.
Right.
And we used to fill them motherfuckers up.
Most definitely.
Bread.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then as time go on, I started getting in a little trouble here and there. You know, when you're in this game, you're going to catch a couple cases of jail or whatever. That's just how it is. Growing up and messing with them streets.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But I wound up catching a house arrest and being on house arrest like about 5, 6, 7 years ago. It made me think. Okay,
for sure. Most definitely.
What I got to do now with this money? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to my homeboy one day. He pull up clean as a motherfucker, vet and all kind. You know, he bald like a motherfucker.
Right.
He say, Stacks, let me show you something. I go outside. I hop in this car. I'm on house arrest now.
Right.
I hop in this car. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, yeah, man, you know, I got a business.
Okay.
I'm like, nigga, what you mean you got a business? You know what I'm saying? He like, I got a business, man. You need to go get you an LLC.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Get you an LLC and try to start you a legitimate business,
No
man.
doubt, no doubt.
And you know, so you can work your way up out these damn streets.
For sure.
So I'm like, man, what? So then he pull up his bank account.
Most definitely.
He clowning with it now.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Right.
He said, look, this is my business account.
Most definitely.
Bye. You show a business account, you got like 85,000 in that motherfucker.
For sure.
I'm like, nigga, you got $85,000 in your motherfucking business account?
Right, right.
You know, I got my shit in the damn shoebox.
Yeah. For sure.
He's like, no, nigga, go open you a bank account.
For sure.
Go open you a bank account.
Right.
Put some money in that motherfucker. Open you an LLC and figure out what type of business that you want to do.
Most definitely.
So that was something you had to learn, you know what I'm saying, to take that money and flip it and try to turn it into some legit shit, some legit income.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there's other red tape you got to cut through too, but that's pretty much how I started thinking, you know what I'm saying, on the business tip. Because I was like, man, so I went, you know, I had to go in and think about that. I'm like, man, you know, that weighed heavy on me.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, man, this nigga got a business account. You know what I'm saying? He got 2-3 houses, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
I was like, okay. So then, you know, of course, he started talking about the loans and shit. He's like, you know, once you get in the business, you got to have a bank account so long, you got to do business so long, and then you mess around and get you a loan. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's pretty much how my mind started turning with that shit.
Most definitely. Yeah, I would say, you know, for me, when it all started, as far as that's concerned, I start seeing the how how the street world can translate into the business world.
Right.
But one thing about it, just like in the street world, the business world, you know what I mean, the legit business world, you gotta take chances. It's mandatory. If you don't take chances, you know what I mean, you're not going to get to the other side of where you're trying to be. Because the thing is I think most people is scared of failure. You know, and me myself, I've failed so much, you know what I mean, just in the street world and on top of that in the business world as well, because I've lost so much, but I've gained so much mentally. And one thing I do understand now is that, you know, it's not about what you lose, it's about what you gain, you know. So what you gain is actually, you know, most people think that money is everything, and money is truly not everything. What's most important is knowledge. They actually did something with, I don't know if you guys know, but his name is Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone, he's like a big guy on the internet. You know, he's a real estate guy. And what he did was A&E had took everything away from him. Okay. You know, this man is worth, you know, he's a multi-millionaire. You know what I mean? You know, he has, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars. But they took everything away from him, and they told him within a year, could he become a millionaire within, I believe it was like 30 days. But he was still able to use all his resources for real.
30 days?
Yeah, but he was still able to use, you know, the well, not all of his existing resources, but he was able to use that same brain power that he had as far as all the knowledge that he had gained throughout the years. You know, so a lot of times, you know, we may think that money is the key. I don't give a damn about money. I give a damn about knowledge, because I understand that if I have the knowledge, the money is going to constantly come.
Absolutely.
You know, that's the key to success. You know, even the Bible says that my people fail due to a lack of knowledge. You know, so you have to have knowledge in order to sustain and go where you're going in life.
I must say, man, how you pronounce that brother's name again?
Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone.
Yeah, Grant Cardone.
That's a hell of a hustle.
Well, it's not.
And the reason I say that,
right.
They gave him 30 days.
It was either 30 or 60 days, something like that. It was short. It wasn't no more than 90 days. I'm gonna say that.
Even if it's 30, 60, 90 days, you rarely get somebody to just make a quick $1 million.
Yeah, for sure.
Not in today's time. I remember back in the days, you know what I'm saying, them good old days of the 70s and 80s and all that, you can make $1 million, you know, fucking with them streets, but
yeah, for sure.
Them days, you know what I'm saying, hey, them days been gone.
Most definitely.
But at the end of the day, that's you definitely gotta get knowledge for that.
Gotta get knowledge, you know, and even the one dude, what's his name, the dude from Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street,
Yeah, man, what's
that's
his
one
name?
of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
man.
oh man, that's a good ass movie for
I
sure.
love
Yeah,
that movie, man. With, what's the white boy?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
That movie so goddamn.
Yeah, for sure.
I used to watch that. I watched that time and time again.
Yeah.
Boys was getting money.
Man, for sure. But the cat the original cat, I forgot what his name is. I can't think of his name right now. But as soon as he came out Japan, he started making millions all over again. And why did he start making millions all over again? Because he was willing to receive the knowledge. And also, you know, a lot of people don't talk about, you know, the things that they've been through, you know, going through as far as, you know, getting to where their God is concerned, you know, and a lot of people's perception is that, you know, this person is rich and he's gotten to this point. Nah, it don't work that way. It works is, you know what I mean? You didn't see the heartache, the pain, the cries, the tears, the fallouts with people, you know, all those things. So that's what I would say that, you know, the streets teach you, you know, and it teaches you that in a manner to where you have to look at like 50 Cent and, you know, cats like that, you know, Jay-Z, you know, they learn these things, but they also learn, I think the biggest thing for me is I've always had too much love for people. You know, because you know, being a business person and knowing how to get to the other side, you have to know when to let people go. If you don't know when to let people go, what'll happen is they'll cling on to your ass because they understand that you are the vessel. You are the vehicle. You are the one that will make things happen and continue to make things happen. And out of your love for that person, you don't want them to let them go. Then next thing you know what I mean, they'll just become a weight to you, and even to the point to where they don't want to see you succeed, you know, in the way that you can truly prosper.
That's real right there. That's some real talk right there, man.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you because you ain't never been that type of cat, man. You know, I appreciate love. He ain't never been that type of cat.
That's real gas.
Yeah.
Bro. Well, you know, I deal with that.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure. Most definitely.
Me and you both. You know,
most definitely.
like
most definitely.
We are the vehicle.
Right. Yeah,
that right
sure.
there, that's the word that needs to focus on. That's the vehicle. And now if we had a lot of vehicles.
Right.
No matter what, no telling what we can be.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. You know, a person may not be the vehicle, but they might be the brakes. They might be they might be the engine. They might be, you know what I mean, they might be the blinker to keep, you know what I mean, keep the police pulling you over so you know, you can make legal terms.
Right.
You know, and that's the thing, you know, we live in a world nowadays to where people don't work together. Even in the streets, you know what I mean, everything is just, you know, everything is convoluted and just fucked up nowadays. Absolutely. So being that, you know, and the only way you can gain true power is if you're willing to work with someone else and make things happen. Even with me and within my credit business, you know what I mean? You know, I don't do everything by myself. It's shit that I cannot do. You know what I mean? You know, there's things that I cannot do, but I understand what my strengths is, and I'm willing to use those to the fullest of my capabilities.
That's right. Ain't no big eyes, no little U's.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? We was talking about that yesterday, man. One of my OG homeboys, he was just because they put together a successful barbecue, which I left, but it was no function, no fight. It was nice, peaceful.
Right.
Everybody came and chipped in whatever bread they needed to put together.
Right.
Everybody bought pieces. You know, we need more of that.
For sure.
If people can, that's how you
thrive.
Can be successful and
Most
thrive.
definitely.
Exactly.
Most definitely.
Like
for sure.
Said, man,
for
we
sure.
gotta do this next year. Ooh, everybody chip in, do the same thing, or maybe put our heads together, get a building like me and you talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. And we're gonna get it done.
I'm definitely gonna get it done. But yeah, that's definitely most important. So just you know what I'm saying, you gotta just get your knowledge, man. Get your knowledge, and if you are in the streets at this point in time, try to put your marbles together and put your brain together and come up with something that you're very good at.
For sure.
Something that you think you're good at. It could be building cars. It could be, you know what I'm saying, if you're a cook or something, you might want to start a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? That's what my homeboy did. He had started a restaurant.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good at rapping and shit, so I I got a studio.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I started rapping. I got a mobile detailing company.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? It's called Love Your Shine.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? You know, now that marijuana is legal, you know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to jump into that field right there as well. You know what I'm saying? Taking money, some people can do that. That's where it's at. Shit, everybody jumping into that field right there, trying to put their money into a dispensary or some shit like that.
Most definitely.
Imagine if all the people in the streets that was like us, because all us is motherfuckers from the streets, put all our damn money together and came together and got a dispensary.
Right, a big one.
A big one. And they getting millions and millions of dollars.
Oh man.
And that's basically why they made that shit legit. They was like, these niggas making all this goddamn money.
For sure. Yeah.
And people see that shit, they say, these niggas making all this money?
Most definitely.
They making over $100 million?
For sure. For sure.
We want in.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
If there's a nickel bag being sold in the park, I want in.
They want in it. Yeah. And you know, it's something you say that because, you know, a lot of times when I think about that, I think about how things have been torn away from us, you know, and the thing is, it's like the government, they're putting a tighter and tighter noose around our neck. You know, I understand that, you know, when it came to hustling and doing whatever I did back in the day, you know, it was a lucrative thing. And they even did it back in the, you know, the Bugsy Siegel days, and you know, they were selling liquor, you know, and then the government had got involved as well, you know. So my thing is, you know, so they're taking away free enterprise. You know what I mean? Is what's happening. You know, that's really what's going on, is they taking away free enterprise, and they want to be able to monetize it in the way that they want to monetize it in. You know, even to the point to where that noose gets tighter and tighter around your neck. You know, so, you know, in the world that we live in today, things are getting so tight as far as, you know, they're making things hard. I had to come up with a new way. And I understand, you know, through credit, I understand that it was relatable to me because, you know, like I say, my Mexican partner fronted me. Now, you know, the bank fronts me. So one thing I understood is that if I'm able to get the capital that I need in order to, you know, to make something manifest, but at the same thing, you know, just like in the streets, I had to figure out, you know, like the cats I needed to holler at. And you know, I never did anything by myself. You know, I did a lot by myself because I'm the type, you know, like I said, I am the vehicle, you know, but at the same time, I did need other cats to make things happen. It was times I went out of town and I could have got my head blown off if I didn't have certain cats to look out for me, because, you know, I was considered as off-brand nigga, you know, but at the same time, I was willing to protect who I was and what I was and what I needed to protect. But for the most part, you know, even within business now, like I said, you have to have people around you that know who they are. And one thing I've noticed, you know, you can't try to turn people into you. That's been one of my major downfalls too, is trying to turn people into the man that I am, as far as saving my money, as far as, you know, where I'm going, as far as, you know, I always say that this is the top. Everybody doesn't want to make it here. You got cats that want to make it here. You got cats that want to make it here. You got cats that want to make it here, but everybody don't want to make that. So you can't make everybody put that in their mind that they want to make it to the top. You have to accept them for who they are. You have to utilize their skills, and in order for you to get to where you're going. But on the flip side of that, you have to know who you are as an individual. And everybody nowadays wants to be, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to be everybody wants to be a chief, and nobody wants to be an Indian. You know what I mean? You know, I've dealt with that, you know what I mean, just due to jealousy and trying to be more than what they are. You have to know what your role is. You know, and once you know what your role is as an individual, and you team up with other people, then that's when the success comes in. But you can't be a prideful person and say, well, I'm a chief. No, You know what I mean? The chief need Indians and the Indians need the chief.
That part.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's basically what it boiled down to. Yeah.
Not like you say, people want to be, they try to be all these other people, man, and you got to be yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
I see, like I was built for this, for whatever roles I was doing, and I got good at it.
Right.
Because I stayed at it.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I remember back in the day when we were selling weed, it was a dude, he was like, man, your job is easy. I said, man, shit, it took a lot of politicking and networking,
Yeah, for sure. I know your job wasn't easy back then.
I had to,
I already know.
And then you got to screen people.
Yeah.
You had to make sure people wasn't them people. You had to just do so much.
That's
man.
funny.
So my folks, he rested in peace now, but I remember he'd be like, oh man, I can do that. I said, I'll tell you what.
Probably didn't have a hustle bone in his body.
Man,
right.
No, only way they was getting by they was when they took it.
Yeah, right.
You know, you got dudes that's hustlers, you got dudes that's robbers. And he was on the robber side. You know what I'm saying? So anyway.
Right.
I said, if you think this is so easy, I'm going to give you a chance at this.
Yeah, for sure.
So I put him together a QP.
Yeah, for sure.
For
sure.
Which is 4 ounces, and you know, people don't know what that is.
For sure.
Of marijuana.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I put it up. I said, here, go get you some money. Let me see how fast you going to make this money.
For sure.
Bring me back, I think it was $250 at the time. I said, bring me back $250.
Yeah.
Man, 1 week go by.
Yeah.
2 weeks go by.
Okay.
I bang the phone.
Right.
Voicemail.
Oh, yeah.
3 weeks go by.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? My little brother, I said, my brother said, I see, what's his name? He at the mall right now buying some clothes or whatnot.
Most definitely.
Buying clothes, did he make the money?
Most definitely.
So, come to find out, he only made $250 or whatever.
That type of shit. He probably was spending as he was going.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So that's the art. See, he didn't have an art on how to stack money.
Yeah.
And then
pay, and not just that, pay. You know, you got to pay who's looking out for you first.
Pay that. Yeah, that's number one.
That's they no right.
Get that out the way.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can go back to the store.
Right, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the money gonna keep coming at that point.
The money gonna keep coming at that point.
For sure, most definitely.
He didn't have that sense.
Yeah, but whole hustler bone in his body.
I think he was spending that. He buying probably McDonald's.
Not McDonald's.
Man, he trying to splurge for the girl. Right. Hey, let me buy you a beer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had one homeboy.
Not a beer.
Now I'm gonna tell you, I had one homeboy.
Yeah.
He locked up right now, and I used to have a lot of shake, cause you get the shake that fall off the tree.
Right.
And you know how I used to get,
for
all
sure.
the pounds. And
most
shit.
definitely.
So we had the shake that fell off the tree, and it used to be a bag full.
Yeah, for sure.
So I used to take pounds of the shake, and my homeboy, he used to be like, man, let me get that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get that.
Right.
So I'd be like, I ain't doing nothing with it.
Yeah,
it's just
for sure.
fucking shake. Yeah. So I just, man.
Yeah.
Man, next thing I know, he come back.
Yeah, for sure.
He come back with a pocket full of money.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That's what's
like,
up. That's what's up.
I said, what you did? What you with us?
Mm-hmm.
Got rid of that shake?
Yeah.
He like, yeah, man. You know, he said, you got some more?
Right.
Did you want to get? So I was like, fuck it. I can have another thing shake. Man, he went and sold that mother. I'm talking about shake.
Yeah, for sure.
He went and sold that, paid his rent, all kind of shit.
Yeah,
saved up, bought a Cadillac. So he had the art of stacking the money.
Right. Yeah.
And he was smart too. This is what he used to do. He'd take some of that money, he'd go put it in half of it in a money order.
Yeah.
Go make the other money, get his other money order, then he paid his rent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay, this nigga.
Yeah, for sure.
Got the art of saving money, man.
Most definitely.
The other nigga didn't have the art of saving money.
Right.
He was spending and then when it was time for him to go to the store, he didn't have no money.
For sure.
Nah, that's what's smart about the hustle game. See,
if
you selling clothes, hats,
for
you know
sure.
what I'm saying, shoes, whatever.
Right.
You gotta make sure you make your money.
You got to pay yourself first.
Pay yourself.
Pay yourself first.
And make sure you have re-up money to go to the store so you
Right.
can re-up on whatever
Right.
product that you have.
Yeah.
You may have perfume, you may have water, you may have wine, jewelry. As far as the girls be making little bracelets and
For sure.
the trinkets and shit like that. You gotta make sure you make the re-up money. Pay yourself first. Make sure you have the re-up money.
Real, for sure.
Or you're not gonna be a successful hustler.
Most definitely. I would like to go back to the fact that building a team and having a team is important. Me and Love decided to do this podcast show. And the thing is one thing I understand that, it can't be two heads. Somebody has to take a back seat. Now, when me and Love had the discussion and we start, writing out things and figuring things out, I understand that, my role and what I do is, because I have other things going on as well. And I'm, I like to travel and move around and certain and things of that nature. So I understand that, I had to take that in consideration and say, okay, who would be the best candidate to be the head of this? Love will be, because he's in Vegas a little more than I am. He moves around too, but he's in Vegas more than I am. And on top of that, he's tied in with the city more. We plan on doing more things. We got a lot of big plans. We ain't gonna let it all be, we ain't gonna divulge all our plans at this moment, but you'll see it. Just keep watching. Yeah, pretty much. But but anywho, yeah. So the thing is, you just gotta know the part that you playing, and you gotta play that, and I think a lot of cats, and me and Love, we've always had that. There's never been no jealousy when it comes to business. He ain't never looked at me and with a snarl. I ain't never looked at him with a snarl. How cats walk up to you, man, and they look at you and you could just see the
no snarl.
Yeah. You could just see the look on their face. They be like, I don't too much like this nigga. You be like, I could tell he don't like. I could tell he don't like me. You know what I mean? But that's cool though. You know what I mean? Because I like myself. But anywho,
I love me some meat. I'll stay out of niggas' way. Shit, because I love meat.
For sure. But yeah, when it comes to business, man, I think also I gotta know how to take a back seat, because I'm a man that's involved with a learning curve, because I'm older. A lot of times now I might run into somebody younger that may be able to teach me something. Like, for instance, I pay for mentors. I pay good money for mentors, because I understand that if somebody knows something more than I do, I'm willing to pay them for that information and have them guide me, because I can read books, and try to put it all together. I can look on social media and look at several videos and try to put it all together. But if I get somebody that actually is willing to hold my hand, and they've learned the information, they had to go through whatever trials and tribulations they had to go through to learn the information. So I'm willing to pay a person whatever they feel that they worth, if I can see value in what they're giving. If I can see value in what they're giving, oh man, I'm gonna pay that. But then after that, I'm gonna put my best foot forward as well. Me and my team, we gonna put our best foot forward, to where we can actually be able to capitalize off the information that is given. And then, next thing you know, we're able to do the same thing that has been taught to us. But you have to be willing. A lot of people be like, oh man, I ain't paying that cat, man. No. Man, you better, you got to learn something new nowadays. It just is what it is.
Somewhere.
You got to, so being that, I think when it comes to business, and even back then, in the hustling days, I had to pay somebody, in order for the information they know in some kind of way. Like my Mexican partner, I had to pay him because he was probably hollering at the other, the Mexicans that had most of the stuff. I was a middleman. I mean, he was a middleman.
Right.
But I had to team up with him, because they wasn't gonna fuck with me, directly. They was gonna fuck with him though, because that was they peoples. And that was cool. Fuck it. He my peoples now. You feel me? And the tighter I got in with him, the tighter I got in with them. You feel me? And that's just the way the world worked. And I understand that, but he did his part because he took risks, he made things happen, and so on and so forth. And I appreciate that, And he looked out, and we looked out for each other to the point to where damn near became a brotherhood. You feel me?
Exactly.
You know.
You're a good entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? People will front you.
Yeah,
You
for
know
sure.
what I'm saying?
For
It's
sure.
just like that. If you're a good entrepreneur, it's like just like the street game. You know what I'm saying? If you doing this so good, they're gonna be like, here, buy this, and let me give you another.
Most
You
definitely.
know what I'm
Most
saying?
definitely.
So that's just how it is with the corporate world.
Same thing, and I like to, one thing I understand with, dealing with banks, when it boils down to it, it's like, it's the same thing as far as when I used to borrow, when I would get piles of weed from my Mexican partner, and I made sure that all my ducks was aligned. I had to make sure that I had places out of state, to keep the weed. I had to have, people that would move it around for me. I had to have, certain things in place. And then when I came back with my money plus his money, he gave me more of the product that I didn't buy, plus I bought more product. Now it's the same thing. Dealing with the bank, long as I make sure that whatever is lent to me, I make sure that it's paid on a month-to-month basis, they're going to give me whatever I want. And on top of that, if I also have assets on top of that, and the assets pay for, and the assets are shown and proven that they're accelerating, or they have they're pretty much conducting business, then basically that makes me qualified for even more money from the banks. You know what I mean? Learn the game. Learn the game. And once you learn the game, and you're able to actually apply the game, shit, you know what I mean? The ball is in your court.
Sky's the limit.
The ball's in your court. Yeah, and you got to continue to keep it moving and keep learning. And once you continue to keep, and the more shit you learn, the more right people you get around. That's why another reason why I pay for mentors. Cause you know what I mean? Cause I understand that they, like I said, they know something I don't know. And once I get around them, and they're willing to teach me, shit. You know what I mean?
Sky's the limit.
And
the more you learn, the more wisdom, the more knowledge you get, the more powerful you can become.
Yeah, the more you learn, the more you earn.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So there it is right there, man, in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, get you some knowledge, get you some books. I think we done said this before, you know what I'm saying? But we want to keep beating that in your head.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? We the hammer.
You the nail.
You the nail.
Yo, we
gonna beat that in your motherfucking head. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna get
you young folks, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't need y'all making the same mistakes as we were doing, coming up as young men. And even though you're going to make some mistakes.
You got to make mistakes.
You're going to make some mistakes.
Got to make mistakes.
But you're going to know how to correct your mistakes.
For sure.
After you
and
make
keep it. And stick your chest out and keep it moving.
And keep it moving.
So keep it moving. It's mandatory.
I think we can end it off right there. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Please do.
You know what I'm saying? Take your big finger, man. It don't cost you nothing. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We some cats trying to keep this thing going. We want to get them numbers up high as we can get them.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and share this thing. You know what I'm saying? We want to give shouts out to Ignis Umbra. We still up under his umbrella over here. You know what I'm saying? At the new location for now. You know what I'm saying? Anything y'all want to tune in with me, I'm DLove Stacks. Y'all can hit me at DLove Vegas on all platforms. Y'all want to check out my videos, listen to some of my music, y'all go to DLove Stacks, anything, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got the edible cookies coming. Everything else I got coming, we gonna be sure to tune in. What else you want to drop on them, man?
Oh, well, shit. Yeah, man. First of all, I want to say, I wore the vest in memory of Tupac. Yeah, man. Yes, but nah, I'm just messing around. I seen it in the closet. I said, man, I ain't wore a vest in a long time. But yeah, I mean, but Tupac used to wear the vest. But anyways, the thing, what I would like to say is, first, my Mexican partner fronted me. Now the bank fronts me. So therefore, you can reach me at all platforms at luck.fronted. You know what I mean? And also, you can reach me at capitalmovements.com.
Hello. Y'all tune in, y'all fall through for some entertainment at Lady Brandy's Place. Shout out to Bird times 10 generation. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my North family. Shout out to them Cowboys. I know it's gonna be a lot of hating on this right here. It's gonna be a lot of hating on this right here,
But yo,
especially if we come out victorious tonight. It's gonna be crazy, baby. But thank y'all for tuning in. And zoom, that means gone.
and peace out, and we get with you.